All right, so as Valdez says, 3 games on red for T1. Okay, Rel has been a major Canyon pickup. Surprised that they're actually they're banning Maokai here instead of first picking it, because that has been one of Canyon's go-tos. Callista. Yeah, the Rakan is a bit interesting. So what are we doing here? Varus? Sejuani. The Sedge priority. Absolutely bonkers. Viper going to take his Zeri. He's been really good on that. Doran has been really good on the top Rek'Sai. That's not too surprising. He was very, very impressive versus T1 on the pick.
It does make me think that GenG will want to take Nautilus here. They are looking towards the Aphelios as well, but we've seen problems when teams haven't drafted that point-and-click uncleansable CC. You have Vi, you have Nautilus. Vi's banned. I think it'll be Nautilus on 3 here, and it looks like the Aphelios on 2. We'll see if they go in a different direction, though.
Yeah, I mean, Aphelios Nautilus is a good combo, and as you mentioned, it's very strong into this area. It's almost needed nowadays, so they are going to take it away, and it's also a bit of a counter pick. You take it away from Delight, so he can't get his hands on that one.
Yeah, the Sejuani first pick is kind of weird. You're going to take Nautilus. Now, the Nautilus is pretty necessary into this area to lock her down with some guaranteed CC with his ultimate in the late game. So I'm a bit surprised by, you know, we could have taken Zeri Nautilus or banned the Nautilus here instead of the Rel. Well, you're not going to have a lot of prio in the bot lane early with the Alistar pickup. So whoever wins tonight plays loser of this series. Yes. Yes.
Obviously, batting away these solo laners with Hanwha Esports having that pick on 4. They can kind of look to secure something for Zeka and target away picks that Chovy would pick in return. Talia going to be banned out already.
Okay, so no Talia for Chovy. He's been absolutely mega on that pick. Jinzhao was the default pick that, or was like the fallback pick for Peanut in the T1 series, and he was pretty good on it. Keen can still play Twisted Fate here. So they're going to ban Nocturne for Peanuts. They're really heavy at like 4 jungle bans by GenG. I wonder what he plays, because he's not good at Lee Sin, so he's just going to play Wukong here. Wukong has been played more in LPL. Should be Lee Sin for Canyon. Yeah, it's just free. I mean, Chovy's Azir has been extremely good. Should we just Lee Sin? Oh, no, wait, sorry. We already got the Sejuani. I'm dumb. So we're back to Keen's Urgot. Not sure about this one. I have not been in love with the Urgot picks around the world. And we are going to take the Akali. All right. Zeka back into the Akali versus Azir matchup that we know and love from his Worlds run in 2022. So very interesting. They've got pretty good engage and setup, particularly with Wukong Alistar, right? They can skirmish with the Akali, provide some supplemental CC with the Rek'Sai, and then have the late game carry with the Zeri. Plus, they have favorable lanes. I have no idea how the Rek'Sai Urgot lane goes. Keen very confident in this matchup, obviously. We have, you know, same good front-to-back team fighting late for GenG. But I'm curious to see if they get any lane priority in bot and what Zeka can do on his notorious Akali.
As much as the team fight makes sense for Hanwha Esports, they have picked a short-range composition into a lot of champs that kind of cause problems for that. You know, if you're into an Aphelios spread wide...
HLE, no wave control. Yeah, their wave clear is very bad. XLO, that is true. They have very bad wave clear. So if they fall behind, they might be in trouble because they won't be able to stop any sieges coming in from GenG, particularly the Azir.
I think we're happy for the Akali just because it is Zeka. I mean, it can have a nice matchup into the Azir in terms of kill threat eventually, but as you were mentioning, you know, it doesn't do very well early on, and so you don't have a lot of presence there. You've got an Alistar bot lane with the Zeri who doesn't necessarily have a lot of presence, and so maybe just... That's a pretty good drawing of Lens there.
In terms of composition suiting the players, I think this GenG
on the cards. One of a best of 5 That means quite a lot. If you guys were not watching earlier on, this is a seed directly into the grand finals here at the LCK Spring 2024. And you also...
Keen's really been loving the Urgot. What can you say?
Hanwha Esports win this. Not saying they're going to, but if they do, they just go to MSI. And then, you know, it's Hanwha Esports there. It's been quite
I have not been loving the Urgot.
Had that team there.
So much rest
I have not been loving it.
And also Hanwha having the opportunity to break up
It just feels super awkward.
T1 GenG, T1 GenG, GenG T1, T1 GenG. You know, it's just been those have been the two teams in the finals for such a long time, and in this series, and obviously if they lose, they still have an opportunity to do that. It just comes down to the wire.
All right, cute little delayed invade here. Hellion 743. Wow, thank you. Welcome back.
Can establish some vision here.
Thank you for your subscription.
Maybe looking for Zeka, a little bit of poke to start off.
Yeah, I mean, they are just...
What's the Urgot supposed to be a counter to? It's supposed to do well in lane versus the Rek'Sai and all of the sustain just by being a lane bully. All right, so we're actually opting into a potential 2v3 here because Wukong sucks at level 1.
Canyon is going to face check into two of them as they are committing quite far into the jungle.
Wait. Okay, Rek'Sai took Burrow at level 1.
Quite far into the jungle are GenG, and Keen is just going to hop away for now, but pretty interesting trades early on.
He also has fleet footwork, so he's trying to trade at range and get some healing and avoid some of the Rek'Sai damage. All right, Doran is fleet footwork. Rek'Sai, what? All right, we've seen the grasp before. This is weird.
But he does have Doran, Shield, and Second Wind. This has kind of just been the abuse combo for a lot of these melee champions in general. You know, I'm pretty sure Doran has it as well. It's just, oh, you auto-attack me? There's a good chance I actually end up benefiting with how much regen I end up getting from this combo.
I guess this matchup is getting a little weirder. All right, so he gets flipped.
You know, you get knocked up, you just buffer it. I think the problem is
interesting.
Matchup is good for the Urgot. It's still so hard to really punish this Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
Just because he gets so much fury off the wave and can just heal back up. We've seen it time and time again. It's really frustrating. But yeah, as I was saying, the grasp.
Does he take executioners like we've seen from the Aatroxes in this lane?
Play this grasp Vizier, who's in for melee champion, and he just got so much value.
You also don't really want to build the Warden's Mail early, which neutralizes the Urgot on the Rek'Sai because it messes up your build.
Yeah, it's huge. I think
And you want to go Sunfire Spirit Visage as fast as possible because it has better synergy with your kit.
Just because you survive for so long and you can be the playmaker in the team fights and not be as scared to just be immediately blown up. There is a significant amount of burst damage on the side of Hanwha Esports, so...
Well, they are going to get Prio early in all of the lanes, which is a good sign for GenG, obviously. Oh, interesting. So Chovy's doing the grasp tech. So the reason why we've seen Showmaker do a lot of the grasp Azir is because the Azir needs to be tankier in order to go in. So they're basically just building a giant front line for Paze's Aphelios here. Plus, it'll give him some extra tankiness against any kind of Akali assassinations.
But just go on the normal build, so you get the health benefits and still do the same damage, pretty much. You know, it just kind of has the best of both worlds. And especially because Nash's wasn't a part of the Bruiser Azir build, you still have a lot of DPS with this setup, so likely to go towards that. We will see later on, and not too much action coming out. And I think the consistent theme for this GenG composition is if nothing happens, they're pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, just sit back, relax. Doran is being poked.
All right, so the bullying actually is working in the top side. Intriguing.
The majority of that damage, so shouldn't be worrying too much.
Caster's also pointing out that if Urgot gets a kill in a team fight with HLE's short range, will make the fear more effective. Yeah. I don't know how big of a deal I think that is. I do think that's true.
Level 4 Wukong is generally not a very strong ganking.
We'll see if it ends up working like that.
So they can try and get the crash here. It's a little bit of a vulnerable position for Viper.
Getting actual kills onto the Urgot may prove difficult.
Some extra security, and they are trying to push it in here and get this crash in. Should be able to do it. We see Canyon moving onto the top side, and with the amount of prio they have top lane, can look for an invade onto these Krugs. Crazy to think champions having prio against the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, the low range is definitely very good for Nautilus.
Poke him down, but you can't keep him away from the minions. He will just heal up. but it feels like Keen has had so much of an advantage in the 1v1 that Doran is struggling to reach the minions. He was too low on HP, wasn't able to heal up.
All right, so we're going to go for grubs right at spawn now that we have top priority. Nice roam from Delight.
Clearing the wave. So, in a way, Delight passing it on. He says, okay, thank you, Peanut. Now I'm going to go mid and maybe try to move towards the top side.
Well, they get all 3 grubs in a very narrow timing window before Delight can get there. The help of Keen's Urgot. So, pretty nice start here for GenG. Remember that game 1 that we saw of the GenG D+ series where GenG got 6 grubs and just completely out-macroed their opponents? And I said it was like my favorite game of the year. Well, they had Azir that game too, and it was Twisted Fate instead of the Urgot, but, I mean, they're very good at playing with 6 grubs and split push pressure. So maybe Keen and Chovy can pull that off again if they get 6 grubs. It's definitely something that Hanwha has to think about at this point in time.
I just do wonder if there will ever be kill threat onto this Azir, who is going to be going for the Leandris first, and, you know, he's going to have the extra health and has the grasp already, so he's just going to be sitting back on huge amounts of health. I mean, we're talking like probably up to 3,000.
Why is Rek'Sai being picked for top lane? Because it has infinite sustain, and it's a free win in lane, basically.
An early Ocean Drake is going to make this Rek'Sai even more obnoxious and help out all the lanes.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, they did nerf a lot of the individual dragons in the off-season, in the preseason. So I feel like a lot of them have been less impactful, but I still think early Ocean just actually gets so much value, just a consistent heal in the laning phase. Especially, as you said, like a pick like the Rek'Sai or a pick like the Akali.
All right, so Zeka on his first roam here. Going to get knocked up. Keen doesn't take tower aggro, though.
No ideas. Now the ping is going to come out.
He has flash.
Too late as the Rek'Sai ult. Hard to get away from this one as Keen is just
he's
so
dead.
dead, and they're going to get first blood over. Keen has
all right, how did
in the off season, in the preseason? So I feel like a lot of them have been less impactful, but I still think early Ocean.
All right, so he actually just straight up takes the roam instead of the recall here. Has the alternator for a bit of burst damage on the Akali. Great job by Doran, just tangling him up early. Chunking him just a little bit. Gets the heal off so he can rejoin. Uses the ult just to come back in. Ult is used early, but just for a bit of damage. Nice job. Keen opts not to flash in that, just accepting death instead.
The ultimate to get that kill. Huge amount of value there. Peanut gonna try and keep Chovy away from the tower, not let him get a plate. He does have Demolish as well.
So St. Vicious wasn't interested in the dating show idea Jungle Love.
That is an experience.
Why not?
He's a great Akali player.
He meant to do that, you know?
Yeah.
I just spilled some ramen broth on myself.
Yeah, he was zoning his own jungle.
Whoops.
You know, they changed
Mistakes
the
were
map
made,
this year.
guys.
Maybe they made that wall like 2 pixels thicker.
You know, it is possible.
That's so tragic.
Document every change. So he's done that 1,000 times, but 1,001 did not work out for him.
Yeah.
It's fine. He didn't miss anything. Just a bit of a funny moment.
Yeah, I think the play was gone anyway. We're gonna see the replay.
Go watch this again. What's my favorite fruit? I don't know. I like most fruits.
Phenomenal.
If I have a favorite. Actually, I do. It's figs.
Yeah. So
Just kidding. I definitely do.
Now, the root comes in, but
uh-oh. Delightus flash? Yeah.
Has his flash if he wants to continue, but he's just going to get the flash out of Lehens and the ghost out of Pays. And that play did not work at all.
Yeah, really good read from the Hens on the flash there. The level 6 power spike from Zeri is so immense in these 2v2s. You often see...
Is that real ramen or Shin ramen? It's not Shin ramen. But it is Korean instant ramen.
Viper took cleanse here with good reason, you know, against the Sejuani. But it does mean you don't have that ghost chase down potential. If Viper had ghost there, that could have just been...
This is called O Ramyun. But Shin ramen's very good.
Obviously, the exhaust did get cleansed. So
Shin Black. It's one of my favorites.
But, yeah, Delight blocking does not find the result, but GenG's bot lane being reminded of the threat that this Viper, that this Zeri can provide.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they've had a pretty good laning phase so far. It's kind of expected. They are the laning phase with more. They are the lane with more pressure in terms of the Aphelios Nord into the.
Ever had spicy ramen? Yeah, Shin Ramen Black is a spicier ramen.
Still have to see how it plays
Yeah,
out in the rest
I
of the
love
game,
spicy
but
food.
I think Delight on Alistair and Viper and Zeri is just such a team fighting presence. We'll have to see how things go there, especially as this is not an easy game to play AD carry into.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, there are a multitude of threats. You got to deal with, you know, if you are Viper, you got to deal with Nautilus just pressing R on you. He was level 5 in that trade, so didn't quite get an opportunity to do it there, but just so many threats on both sides. The Wukong especially, another one of those...
Monty cooking stream win. You guys keep asking. You better fucking watch it. I'm bringing all my equipment back from the States when I go in May. So later in May or early June, I will do a cooking stream when I'm in Korea.
Looks to be just fine in the top side, but
I swear to God, after all your whining for it, you better watch it.
A lot of matchups, melee against ranged. Like, don't get me wrong, it's rough early, but then when you recall and the ranged champions get damage items, it feels like even worse, right? Because now they just significantly chunk you out.
What you making? I don't know.
The healing scales
TBD.
so
What do you guys
well.
want me to make? I can make anything. Maybe I'll do some Korean food.
At this point, there's just nothing Keen can actually do to push him out of lane. He just soaks everything up, and it's kind of like he'll go in, he'll trade a bit, he'll come out, and even if you won the trade, even if you do 2 times more damage, 3 times more damage, you still lose.
Mexican? Yeah, I can do that.
What I'll say is that at least Keen, he is one of these guys that loves to pull in like a very nice pocket pick, like an Urgot, like a Rise in the past, like a Quinn right into Renekton in that meta. He knows how to play this champ very, very well in team fights as well, so even, you know, sometimes we'll see players be like, okay, well, I'm going to go for this cheeky pick into Rek'Sai because it's one of the only
grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is, I actually have some sexy grilled cheese tips.
Very confident he was a big team fight menace when he did play it.
If you want to make the best grilled cheese, follow these steps. Mayonnaise goes on the outside of the bread that touches the pan. Butter goes on the inside with the cheese. Cook over low. That is the secret. The mayonnaise goes on the outside, the butter goes on the inside.
Position is 4 melee champions and a Zeri, notoriously short-range AD carry. I feel like as a result, especially with the right weapon combinations, GenG can very much massacre these melee champions. And this is kind of what we're seeing, where it's like...
You don't taste the mayo, King Kevin. Just trust me on this one. It's the way you make grilled cheese. There isn't another way. You are wrong for making it another way. That is the way it is done.
And he doesn't really care. Obviously, he can't just sit on it, but he is going to delay.
That was a Hex Flash.
That was a Hex Flash, okay. Just playing with the minds of GenG and the play-by-play caster. Yeah. Thinking about this Infernal Drake, are both teams?
Yeah, I will say the Rocket...
All right, we're back down here with the Infernal Drake. 6 scrubs over to GenG. I mean, they completely macro blasted D+ when they had 6 grubs in the first game of that last series. Harder to do that to Hanwha, obviously, because they're a better macro team, but... Zeka goes in. Chovy just scoops him out. Zeka uses ults. All right, well, you know, we're starting this. Keen wants to come in with his ultimate, and we get both top laners opting into this. So TP here, TP here. 2 exhausts go down right away. So exhaust here. Who has the other exhaust? Oh, sorry, I'm blind. That's a Wukong clone with an exhaust. I was like, why are there 2 exhausts? There was 1. But Keen's CP is not good, guys. He ends up just kind of in R2 by Peanut and then focus down as Doran's able to engage using his E. Doran doesn't even have to use flash, so pretty bad there. Pretty bad TP from Keen. Pretty bad setup because they were already controlling the ward. Canyon already had to flash out. They had no ults in order to help him. It's really good by Delight, by the way. Really good by Delight. Because he Hex flashes over the wall, guys. Then he WQs. And they force flash. And they force exhaust. And then they get control over the brush where he's TPing in. And Zeka zones them out. Very nicely done by Hanwha.
second for Hanwha Life Esports.
Yeah, I think just a bit early for GenG to cut through the front line of Hanwha Life Esports, and the setup from Hanwha Life really solid. Zeka spent all his time just basically zoning.
This Urgot pick that keeps poking his setup does not inspire me at all. Me either. I'm not a big fan of it.
Wasn't present. It was only really Pays trying to do damage, and it's very hard to cut through this front line of Hanwha Life Esports. And then Keen joined, was just immediately.
Clone also 8 Pays ulti. Yikes. I mean, I don't know if that would have been the big difference in that fight. It was pretty one-sided in actuality.
And then Keen joined, was just immediately not in the right position. So, second Dragon picked up. Cloud Soul, you know, one I would say has a solid amount of value in this game, especially picks like the Rek'Sai, like the Zeri. The extra movement speed can go a long way. We'll see here, you know, up to the top side, Zeka chasing down Chovy, just get ulted over the...
Yeah, he also got Chovy's ult without using his own, Zeka.
It's an Alistar, you can't come through that easily. And then Keen teleports in and immediately realizes he's made a mistake.
Oh, I did use this. Never mind. Just kidding.
And then Keen teleports in and immediately realizes he's made a mistake.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Zeka once again jumps in to zone away Chovy.
Super nice zoning
Chovy wasn't able
by
to do
Zeka.
much. Pays, he shot an ultimate over, but eventually they disengaged while Keen was left alone, and that was kind of the nail in the coffin.
Why not Darius instead? I don't know about the Rek'Sai matchups, guys, so I'm afraid I'm not informed enough about those top lane matchups to say for sure. Keen plays Darius, though. He played Darius earlier this split, so I'd imagine that they, you know, GenG, if that was a good counter, would not be shy about using it potentially.
On the Cloud Soul. Yeah. You know, Cloud Soul's definitely got a bad rap in the past when it was like 10%, but like 20% permanently is just such an insane figure, especially when you are playing a dive composition, because in combat the movement speed has value, but being able to get into a flank position, you're able to do so faster. Being able to chase someone down has a lot more value, and it feels like on the back of that, even though the gold is even, Hanwha Life Esports gain a lot of confidence. They will pick up this Rift Herald and just continue to have pressure in this game.
Darius is very hard to use in mid and late game, though, because you just don't have, you know, you don't have TP, so it does limit what you can do on the map later on. Whereas Urgot gonna have the TP here. All right, we're gonna try and dive this. Keen going to intercept the wave. I mean, this is not gonna kill. They have 0 grubs, so not gonna kill it.
There is a turret, but it's nearly gone. And you would imagine that, yeah, they're just gonna turn on to Keen here. The Black Cleaver is getting some work done into Doran, but no flash, no help, and no Urgot. He's just dead.
Interesting. All right. I guess he overestimated his ability to deal with this situation. Not that he had a lot of choice. These junglers on the bot side of the map, they're trying to make a play on the Zeri in the mid lane. So he's just doing his best. Maybe he thought the Black Cleaver would do stuff, but I mean, Sunfire and Boots to Greaves already finished. Or Plated Steel Caps already finished, so even with the Black Cleaver, it doesn't take a lot of damage there. You get a second charge too, wow. Didn't even blow a summoner in the mid lane either with the gank that was happening there on Viper. I've seen the ES Charts article on LCS dying makes all the points you and Thorn make, but he used some great images to illustrate it. Yeah, it was well done.
Not play, and as a result, Hanwha Life Esports get 2 towers in the top lane. No response play from GenG, the team who we always credit to having such good macro. They've just been outplayed on the map.
Are they bringing back Ninja Tabby as their name? I mean, that didn't make sense. The reason why Ninja Tabby were called Ninja Tabby was because they used to have dodge, but then they removed dodge from the game, and like, why would ninjas have armor? Like, Plated Steel Caps makes a lot more sense as a name. Ninjas didn't have armored feet, guys. They had dodgy feet.
Yes, GenG still sitting back. They still have a nice amount of scaling, but it does get worrisome, and it's not like Hanwha Life Esports don't have their own share of that scaling themselves.
And here, Keen, I think, makes the correct moves, right? He clears out the wave, and then he's trying to deal damage to Doran when he's in a tower. But the amount of effective health Doran has with all the sustain is just ridiculous. Even though he was doing consistent damage, it's just impossible to get him low enough to ult. And once the tower's gone, you're gone.
Yeah. It's got like, what, 3 health bars on the Rek'Sai?
At least.
Shen is the loud ninja who yells at enemies. Yeah, I mean, just purely from a thematic perspective, Shen, the tank ninja who taunts people, has to be one of the worst thematic designs of all time.
Yeah,
in any medium.
We've seen our
I don't know who came up with that dumbass idea at Riot, but holy moly. Why would you make him a ninja?
never go away, and you always have some sort of utility, right? You have execute on your ults, but also you've got.
So they're starting to try and use these 6 grubs with Azir in the long lane because Azir has better escapability. And they're trying to keep the Urgot into the Rek'Sai.
The impact in team fights basically skyrocketed because anyone who wasn't watching back in the day, tank Rek'Sai used to be a big thing in pro play.
Now they're talking this with the big I'm coming ulti. Yeah, he goes, oh, and then shields you and then teleports in, just like ninjas do, you know?
In terms of team fight presence, but it takes a long time before the enemy team can cut through the Rek'Sai, and there is the presence, the ability just to be such a threat in the backline, such a nuisance.
It's kind of Cassante-esque, and everybody knows everybody else's feelings on that champion already. And GenG going to start up this.
I made Shen's design. I feel very hurt by your words. Good. You deserve it. Okay, let's take a look at this fight. We are kicking off here with the team fights. We're on 3rd Drake, TPing towards enemy red buff. Delight again with a huge flank here. Oh my god, he got onto Aphelios for free, guys. He got on him for free. There was... Look at this. Good job, Gen Z. 0 people are watching the flank. 0. Now, you guys tell me, do you think that Alistar, Akali, Wukong, Rek'Sai might like to flank your Aphelios? I wonder if we have to have somebody watching our flank. Maybe we should have some wards there. Nah. Poor Pays. He literally just gets flashed. I mean, he could have flashed this, to be fair. He gets his ult off at least. Delight is the real hero of this game, guys. Oh my god, they actually turn it around. That is crazy. It's because they get Viper. Viper dies to Aphelios ult. So Chovy's the real hero here, guys. Let's watch Chovy. Chovy is the real hero. Actually gets behind him, and Viper doesn't flash it. If Viper flashes that, guys, then this fight is so insanely in Hanwha's favor. That's a good play by Keen. He actually flashes in to get the double fear at the end of his ultimate. Chovy the hero, though.
GenG managed to get a handle in the fight. The value from the Urgot absolutely massive there. Pays goes down almost immediately, and what looks like an initial good setup from Hanwha.
It's because they traded Viper over because Chovy made a really heads-up play. But neither ADC flashing that's pretty bad.
The angle they're taking into this.
Peanut does not get a good ult off here either.
We can see Viper like Esports.
They think this is safe, so Viper clears out that ward. Oh my god, Chovy though. That's so crazy. Why did Chovy arm guard? I don't know why Chovy used arm guard.
Loses a lot of the follow-through power in this fight, and we see the fear that comes through the flash to secure it. This is the problem with having such a short-range composition. You just
I think he must have thought there was a different ability coming in. We're watching Keen in this fight.
Yeah, I mean,
He does output quite a bit of damage, and he is very tanky. The real play though is when he ults Peanut and then flashes in. It's huge.
I'm gonna go for this he says, right there at the end.
Yeah.
For the Akali, pretty straightforward.
Did he cleanse his ear wall? Yes, he did.
As I was talking about before, you know,
Viper attempted to cleanse his ear wall.
from the Urgot, still going to be a force to be reckoned with in the team fights.
Viper should have flashed that, though.
Viper flashes that ultimate. I think Hanwha Esports just win it. I think the extra
I agree.
TPS from these areas, especially with how
I think because they got the pick, Delight made the play on Depay's, and they killed him instantly. Pays also didn't flash, it has to be known. He did not use his summoners, so used them late. If he flashes the Alistar engage, then the Akali doesn't get to him either. So both 80 carries there not using flash was a pretty big deal. He was cleansing the exhaust. You guys are right. He was exhausted. He was cleansing the exhaust. Correct.
I think this combination from GenG is going to feel harder and harder to play into as the game goes on. We've seen Pays already pick up the LDR.
Lehens had used his exhaust onto him.
Potential in this game.
Yeah, it's a huge item to get early on, very strong on this patch. As you see GenG trying to
He arm graded right as Akali was going for the E. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he thought some skill shot was coming his way. That's the only reason why he did it, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That was not the big mistake of that fight.
I mean, mid-tier 1 is just so impactful in terms of the control it gives you on the map.
I mean, really, in spite of the fact that GenG won it there, that was some pretty bad flank control from them against a composition that really wants to flank. So pretty sloppy. I think they're fortunate that they won that. The real story is that Chovy made the hero play to win that fight, because if Viper doesn't die, then I think Hanwha just easily win.
It's going to be a hard ask for them to find that angle.
So Viper should have flashed. Is what I think at the end of watching that.
Forward as a 5-man unit, but now they have moved away. So Esports going to retake some of that ground, but
is that Papa Smithy casting? No, it's Ox. Papa Smithy is in America working on FlyQuest.
But he's going to last hit that one, take it down, get some extra gold.
I think Hanwha Esports are feeling the pressure because they've beaten that TP from Duran. Zeka doesn't have his and also doesn't want to be into the air guard.
Baron, I guess.
They want to burn Keen's TP here.
Why did Reddit lose their minds from the Inspired interview? I watch Apex Compsy and teammates regularly flame each other in their live comms. I mean, I think it's fine to do that behind closed doors. It was a little weird that he did it publicly afterwards, even though he's completely right in what he was saying. I mean, if you think about it, it is fucking embarrassing that Jensen was basically like, think about it from Inspired's perspective. You're the jungler. Your game plan is, let's get mid priority constant with Annie and Karma. And then he never gets mid prio with Annie or Karma. And it's like, how the fuck do you operate that way as a jungler? It is outrageous and egregious that he played that badly and couldn't actually control mid and keep mid pushed for Inspired. That's fucking frustrating. I mean, Jensen played badly. But I don't think it was a good idea to, like, say that in an interview after the finals. Also, if he's going to flame people, he should flame Busio as well, who played like a complete shit can. All right, let's check out this Baron right here. They're trying to push it, trying just to see if they can get it right now. See, Urgot bot side. He's going to force a TP.
They want to burn Keen's TP here. I guess they'll take a fight if it comes out. But they're just feeling the pressure of that silent threat the Urgot.
Well,
the 6 grubs threat is very real right now.
I suppose.
As a TP. They could back off now and be happy with getting the TP if they wanted.
Yeah. The hook is going to miss.
Oh, they're going in.
Engage the turn onto the Urgot, who is so tanky but not tanky. Pays, I suppose.
As a TP. They could back off now and be happy with getting the TP if they wanted.
Yeah.
All right, so they see the hook miss.
The hook is going to miss.
Peanut engages. Delight follows up on the engage. So does Doran. Delight and Doran's synergy, guys, has been really good in the playoffs in terms of engage.
That's going to get the top laner of GenG down. And now a 5v onto the Urgot. Who's one thing he's got over Pays, I suppose.
As a TP. They could back off.
I think Keen has no flash.
The TP if they wanted.
Yeah. The hook is going to miss, though, and there's the engage, the turn onto the Urgot.
Joey's just not there to provide support. He's trying to deal with Zeka in the backline, but Zeka's just being super disruptive.
That's going to get the top laner of GenG down. And now a 5v4 situation for Hanwha Esports, plus that teleport you were talking about. He's fine. He's Rex.
Yeah, he's Rex.
You do whatever he wants.
You see that play, and everything in you is like, wait, is he just going to die? GenG don't even bother trying. You know, they just...
It's just a grasp stacker of a champion.
What's the point? We're not going to kill him. We did see Zeka being the ult later in the fight. I think Zeka's having Zeka's ult or not is going to be a big influence on whether Hanwha Esports can take a fight. Is he just going to die? GenG don't even bother trying. You know, they just, you know,
it's just a grasp stacker of a champion.
What's the point? We're not going to kill him. We did see Zeka be in the ult later in the fight. I think having Zeka's ult or not is going to be a big influence on whether Hanwha Esports can take a fight. Huh. Oh, Void Grubs can just do that, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't break through.
Dude, the 6 Void Grub buff is so good.
Still a nice
especially in the hands of teams like GenG and T1.
No big objectives outside of the Baron, so they're not going to start at this point, so might as well.
It's crazy to think that focusing the Urgot first feels like a more successful strategy than focusing the Aphelios first. Simply because once Urgot's down, that AoE fear potential isn't there, and also I feel like the Urgot's doing so much damage with the AoE shred.
Oh, wait, no. They had a ward. Pays back
in a
very precarious spot. He has to flash, and now he's got no
he's dead.
He's just dead. Down goes Pays.
Oh, they popped Sterix on Urgot too.
His teammates, but nearly goes down himself.
And you know, he had a rough series in the last matchup against D+. This is not a good omen for GenG. Pays not only just being caught out in that situation, but he burns his flash as well.
And they're just going to start the Baron. I mean, no Aphelios, that is a huge chunk of damage gone.
Look how low Keen and Lehens are already.
Yeah, and they can easily turn if they want to. I mean, here we go. There's the turn. A massive Wukong ultimate SD divide.
Beautiful divide by Chovy.
From the Akali, just right on top of them as they continue, but Chovy is getting huge value. They go so far.
Oh my god. Chovy is absolutely saving this game. Chovy is absolutely saving this game, guys.
Yeah, and I think Chovy has gone for the Zhonya second to make him such a hard champion to deal with. Already got a bunch of stacks on the grass, got that extra safety, and you saw just the constant damage he's putting out in these fights. He is a problem, but he's not one with an easy solution. And he does kind of save that passage of play for GenG. On top of that, GenG can just run straight over the dragon. And we'll be able to equalize in terms of those. Not only does this mean that Hanwha Esports are still really far away from a soul, but it means Elder is not going to be a prospect for a long time. And GenG can continue to look to scale. You know, already Chovy's starting to be a massive threat, a big shredder, but is only going to get worse from here.
How'd they see him? That ward saw him?
That's the takeaway from this situation.
Yeah, it is a sloppy recall by Pays.
If a rookie made it, I'd be like, you know, fair enough, but Pays isn't a rookie anymore. And it was a costly mistake.
Look at Chovy, though. Literal 5-man Azir ult.
You can see he's so confident.
Gets his Sand Soldiers to the choke point. They have to walk through it. I mean, this is the danger of the low-range composition of HLE. They can't play around these chokes at all. So get shredded by Sand Soldiers if they walk through.
Just a bunch of melee champions standing, stacked, not attacking him. And he didn't have divide, but he was very safe. Still has flash.
If Chovy wins the split, are we going to call Chovy the LCK GOAT? He's not the LCK GOAT. Faker that's rewriting history. Faker was incredibly dominant in his first few years of play.
But he just wants to make himself basically unkillable. Just get in the mixer and hit like 4 people with every soldier.
Yeah.
And you're going to do enough damage.
I mean, there's a lot of threats on the side of Hanwha Esports, and if you take away one of those, you know, squishy dive, you know, one of those juicy targets for the side of Hanwha Esports, just take away one more by being a tanky Azir, you're going to feel very nice. Can't really say the same about Pays.
Yeah, I was going to say,
going to be the very easy target.
It's like, okay, who do we want to focus? Well, you know, everyone's quite tanky, but that Aphelios, you know, he's looking pretty juicy.
Yeah.
That's Pays' job. He is just the bait.
Yeah, and he is going to go glass cannon, which honestly makes sense. I mean, what else are you going to go? It's not like you're going to cleanse this engage from the Wukong and Alistar anyway, so...
Yeah, and honestly, you know, I was talking a bit about the red-white combo being really good for Pays this game. I feel like the Infernum...
Cleanse is a little bit weird. Oh, no, okay. Never mind.
You don't have to consistently be alive to get the value.
Yes, Flash Ghost on Aphelios is correct. Does not, in fact, have cleanse. Just fooling myself here.
Let Chovy do the work.
Yeah. They're committing to this Baron, although you can tell they're looking for a turn as well. As the angle coming in, that ult from the Sejuani not going to do anything, as here is the well.
Ganyan has not found a lot of value with Sedge ult.
That ult from the Sejuani not going to do anything, as here is the turn. Zeka on the flank, his Zeri ultimate is going to be popped as...
Oh my God, Doran. All right, Doran and Delight are absolutely popping off this playoffs. I mean, look at how good this is from Doran. He literally just flash knocks up 3 of them, and that prompts the Akali engage as well as the Alistar engage. Uh-oh. They got... Keen got pays. Such a sick engage, though. All right, well, good job. Doran has been so good on this Rek'Sai last couple of series. Doran and Delight. Dude, the synergy between Doran and Delight is getting fucking crazy good on these engages. That's definitely been one of the major stories of playoffs. Ooh. Ooh. Peanut too. Holy shit. Oh my God, Doran barely lives. Gets 1,000 HP back, no problem.
But it's a quadra kill for Zeka, and it was just the setup was so damn good for Hanwha Esports.
That's a lot of nices. And it got really close there at the end, didn't it? But still a Hanwha Esports victory. As the fans love that one. By the way, did you notice Keen, his immediate turn onto Viper and the ult that killed him?
Dude, I love orange GenG versus gold GenG. #1 matchup.
And Chovy probably gets melted, and it's an even harder team fight.
Great to see a team with nothing to lose lay it all out for these plays, yeah. Realistify, I agree. They're doing very well.
Try to shore up that team fight a bit and make it a bit closer. And it's still not a good feeling that Zeka has 9 kills.
Yeah, I mean, we're in game 1 of this series, and already I feel like the level of team fighting has been so high. You know, does have flash here.
Yeah.
GenG versus Gen Z.
We'll get him out.
Remember that Sejuani.
No, Gen Z is definitely T1. That's the T1 team. Do you still think HLE can beat at T1 the losers bracket? I think T1 might lose tonight, guys. D Plus has been doing better, and T1 looks like a fucking dumpster fire. So
struggles a lot, you know. Try to lock down.
maybe Lucid will just completely wreck Owner.
He is so gigantic, and they're engaging onto Rek'Sai. I mean, they have a huge amount of damage, but it's a Rek'Sai.
Oh my God, Delight again. Delight. Uh-oh. They didn't get the flank this time. They're trying to fight them front to back, which is a mistake. Around this Azir turret, too. It's because Doran goes too far forward and he gets hooked. But at this point, you just got to back out. Like, Delight going in after this, right? So what he does, I mean, it's a cute engage by Delight because he W's the cannon minion. He W's the cannon minion and then he Q flashes. So you see he gets distance by Wing to the, and he's like, oh, I got them. But Pays actually doesn't really get hurt. He takes 2 knockups from the Wukong, but the kiting from GenG too good there. Yeah, you have to get the flank down or get into the back line. You can't front to back them if you're HLE.
It was basically just Zeka, and the Azir turret had so much value in that situation. It gave GenG a position to back off to, a position of safety.
So GenG gets Baron here.
And you can see Zeka was so hesitant about diving in. Once again, the team fights are so
The Urgot's actually getting better value than I thought, guys.
They're trying to get this dragon, and
In one lane, it is good into the low-range composition if you can get the fear off on the ultimate, as Keen was showing through flashing. GenG actually getting both objectives here is pretty huge. 3 Cloud Drakes is also super sexy for their split pushing.
as much. I feel like the soul is such a big spike, but still denying that many is pretty massive in here. You see how they want to go in. They find this engage angle on a Chovy, and Zeka's looking in, but has to back away from the Air God. And all of GenG.
They have turbo speed in their macro now with 3 Cloud Drakes.
And they're able to quickly
No LPL playoffs review. I will be doing that, but I have to get through these. LCK reviews first. I'll probably do that one tomorrow because I have to watch the LCK games before the Bonte and Wolf show, which is at in the mornings on Monday for me, so I have to get through these games first. Also, nobody watches my stream when I do LPL reviews, so you guys vote with your viewership.
In that last fight, as Chovy, I suppose, stacking the wave as much as he possibly can. And just very slowly pushing this one, waiting for the next wave to come on in.
Look at the wave stacking. Yep. This is classic. This is classic GenG, by the way. So they're able to just get a huge wave pushed all the way to their turret over to this side, so they get a Giga wave going with the Baron buff. Canyon running points here, making sure that nobody's going to gank Chovy. They'll be able to take multiple towers with this. Dude, the fucking demolish on Chovy. He's actually pruning the wave. Interesting. He's actually trying to kill the wave. He's doing a slow push. Oh, he's not trying to kill. He's trying to slow push until his team can get here. So he actually doesn't use his demolish proc or the void grubs early.
Yeah, and I think a big takeaway as well is Chovy's flash is coming up. All summoners going to be available to GenG.
They're also trying to synchronize pressure here. So GenG, even though they don't have Peanut anymore, is still good at synchronizing pressure on the waves. So by slowing this down here and having it crash a little bit later, they draw these people up here, get reinforcements here, but also they'll be able to play around Urgot with the Baron in the mid lane.
That does favor them. If you're playing a dive composition, you'd rather just everyone's summoners be down. Going into these fights.
Minions.
Yeah, they've stacked this up pretty well, and they are massacring this tower. And again, this is a short-range composition. Viper can just spam W, but he can't actually walk up to the minions.
They don't have wave clear unless they get in melee range, so... And even that is not great. So they're going to keep all 3 cannon minions alive.
I mean, Viper just so wants to get a single Q in on them. Okay, they got 2 there. But just, like, get value from the static shiv. That's all you're looking for, but he just hasn't been able to touch the wave. Now trying to clear it out. Zeka
Keen just running interference between mid and top.
Such a good job of just checking these flanks consistently.
Yep. And here we go.
GenG playing this really well. Look how many void grubs there are. Holy shit. Just 10 of them. Triple cannon versus no wave clear HLE. Yeah, they have no wave clear. It is, they have a static shiv on Viper, and that is it. It is tough, man.
Hayes is approaching a GA. Chovy's approaching a Frozen Heart. He's already such a difficult target to kill.
They've got to make it a hero TP play Hanwha. They nearly have 2 TPs up, though. I wonder if when Zeka gets his TP back up, if that's when HLE's going to pull the trigger, because they've got to just try and take a team fight now.
Actually, Chovy finished Frozen Heart and got a Blighting Jewel, so he's doing fantastic. Hayes will get the GA.
Yep.
All these things just stacking against Hanwha Life Esports right
You
now.
can't let GenG have the Cloud Soul, because you'll never catch them on the flank then.
Kind of looks like they might just wait for the next dragon.
You can't let them have Cloud Soul.
A Cloud Soul, as we see the core item purchases for the 80 carries so far.
It's too good at kiting away your low-range composition. The Cloud Soul is like a fucking disaster if GenG get it for Hanwha.
Zeka or on the opposite side, Keen. So
yeah, I think it's crazy how Hanwha Life Esports have these really orchestrated plays to kill Pays, and then GenG so quickly turn around on a Viper.
Yeah. Lens is going to flash away. Now the counter engage does come in, but that's a red side. That's not the target.
Why are we diving the turret? GenG, why are we diving the turret?
They way overextended this fight, and now GenG are going to pay the price as Pays.
Oh my god, Pays loses his GA. Why? Why are we guys? Why are we diving the turret? Just get the fucking soul. Oh. Oh god, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Let's talk about the actual play here, okay? So Chovy's not here. You push this out. Just push it out. Like, provide pressure here. Start setting up the wave so the supers are here and you can double back and take the Cloud Drake. What we should not be doing is Disgusto diving a Rek'Sai Alistair. Who cares if you fucking... Who cares if you ult him? Zeri just does a bazillion damage. It's free. You let Zeri get in range with Hurricane. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the fucking Hurricane damage. Abelia says upset guns, purple red. Yeah, it's pretty shit. What a troll, guys. What a troll by GenG. What are they doing? Dude, it was free. It was free. They can end. They can end.
Well, even if they don't get the end, they will take the mid inhibitor. And Doran absolutely will tank up this turret. You think he cares? He doesn't take damage. He does not care at all. Oh, great timing.
Chovy mind gamed him into using. I like how Doran just TPs while getting shot by turret and is still 50% HP. What a bitch this guy is. What do you mean they can end? They can end. I cannot believe GenG lost that game, guys. Washed up 222. Thank you for your tier 1 subscription. I appreciate you. Dude, why are we diving that turret when we have top inhibitor down and we can just get Cloud Soul, and Cloud Soul completely fucks them because it allows us to kite their no range composition. Oh, it was so free.